When I was a kid, scattered among the ordinary students in the elementary school I attended were the children of the old money elite who ran my little Tennessee town. We were lucky they were there because their presence pretty much guaranteed the school was above par in every way. I can honestly say if my education had ended after elementary school, I would have been a well-educated person. In fact, I could probably have skipped high school altogether and gone straight to college with few ill effects. The same was not true for the kids who attended the county elementary schools or the separate combined elementary and high school for black children. The county schools were chronically underfunded and understaffed, and the black schools even more so. These old money kids left us after 8th grade, off to various private schools throughout the South, usually military schools for the boys and finishing schools for the girls. Few ever returned. I'm sure even in those days, a private education was pricey, and since many of those folks had more than one kid, it probably cost them a pretty penny. But it was very much a class thing, something they were expected to do given their station in life, so few, if any, balked at the practice. Then came integration, coupled with Madeline Murray O'Hare's victory over religious indoctrination in the schools, and scores of religious private schools suddenly appeared. They were created solely to guarantee little Johnny and Susie could be spared from such evils as learning about Darwin or sitting next to a person of color in class. Of course, that meant the parents had to pay the price of attendance, but such was their separationist mania, many chose to do so. Eventually, though, both the rich and the faithful started to resent that a portion of their tax money was going to support schools for the children of the unwashed rabble, while they still had to pay a separate fee to educate their own obviously gifted progeny. Thus, the idea of school vouchers was born, deceptively packaged as school choice. Under the plan, parents are promised a voucher for their child's portion of tax money, which they can use anywhere, allowing their kids to escape the crumbling inner-city schools and chronically underfunded rural ones. In truth, the vouchers are never enough to cover the entire cost of tuition to private schools, which rarely offer transportation programs or programs for special needs kids, and because they're private, they can freely discriminate against students they consider unworthy. Anywhere the vouchers have been tried, in states like Wisconsin and Arizona, for example, the vouchers have been overwhelmingly claimed by students who already attend private schools, over 75% in both cases, making vouchers nothing but a give back to the well-off. What about charter schools, you ask? I'm glad you did. They're just another tool to enrich the already well-off at the expense of the students who attend charter schools. For example, if a hedge fund invests in a charter school in a depressed area, thanks to a generous tax break, they can double their investment in 7 years, and that's on top of the interest they can charge. If foreign investors put a minimum of $500,000 in charter school companies, they're eligible to purchase immigration visas for themselves and their families under a program called EB-5. In Tennessee, where I live, out of 109 taxpayer-financed, privately operated charter schools, 87 had lower success rates than the districts where they were located. 38 reported success rates of 10% or lower, and 10 reported success rates of less than 5%. In spite of that, Governor Bill Lee tried to create a huge number of new charter schools last year with a whitewashed social studies curriculum provided by arch-conservative institution Hillsdale College. Fortunately, Hillsdale's president, Larry Arnn's comments disparaging public school teachers so enraged the public the whole project was shelved for the time being. Now Republicans in the state legislature are looking for a way to reject millions in federal education dollars so they don't have to follow federal regulations. Well, of course, that will destroy public education in the state, obviously leading to more and worse charter schools. Remember, the Republican Party is trying to get rid of all the restrictions on child labor in the country. Could all these direct attacks on public education be linked to that initiative? I'll let you decide.